Hello everyone and welcome to my Season 11 Twisting Blades build guide. My name is Avarlin and we're going to take a look at this poison stacking powerhouse and how it plays in Season 11. In Season 10 we abused Crazy Brew and some really high cooldown reduction to make the poison imbuement reset feel kinda smooth, but instead this season we are relying on having Bands of Icarus Rose as well as Advanced Twisting Blades and Death Trap to reset it for us. As the season goes on and we have access to better and better gear, there might be some variation that lets us swap off of Bands of Icarus Rose, but for now that is going to be the least painful way to maintain 100% uptime on Poison Imbuement. Do note that this build feels infinitely better once you have Ring of Starless Skies due to the resource cost reduction. You can play this before then, you just make sure to not run Quack's Rune if you don't have enough resource cost reduction. The early and mid game for Twisting Blades plays more or less the same as it did in Season 10. The idea is that you impale a target with Twisting Blades, which will apply Poison Imbuement, and then you spread it all around you with both the Slice and Dice aspect, but also the Blade Dancer aspect. This has been buffed twice, so it has incredibly powerful AoE now. It can be difficult to maintain decent energy levels in the early game, and if that is the case for you, make sure that you drop the Quacks rune so you're not playing it, and you can even drop Dash for a basic skill. This allows you to pick up combo points and you will do quite decent damage with it. Once you get Bands of Icarus Rose, you basically make this build play infinitely better. You will get resets on the imbuement much more frequently and it will not feel as clunky. You don't only get a really insane poison imbuement reset mechanic with Band of Icarus Rose, but you also get high attack speed, you get more dots from Poison Trap, you get a knockdown, you get basically everything you could ever ask for. Until you get Bands of Icarus Rose, make sure that you have Poison Imbuement charges on virtually every single piece of your gear in order to maintain Poison Imbuement at all times. Your rotation in most scenarios is to dash into your enemy, use Poison Imbuement, then drop Death Trap to reset your Poison Imbuement to have it faster, then use Caltrops to make everything chilled and take more damage through things like Frigid Finesse, and then spam Twisting Blades. This might sound complicated, but in combat you're basically just slamming your entire keyboard and just using whatever is off cooldown. You do not press Poison Trap manually because you spawn them automatically from Bursting Venoms, but if you happen to not reset your Poison Imbuement, you can press Poison Trap to get an immediate reset through Band of Icarus Rose. Even if you do reset your Poison Imbuement with Bands of Icarus Rose, you want to cast Death Trap not only for the grouping, but also to get the powerful damage buff from No Witness Legendary Paragon node. If you feel like you're not casting Death Trap often enough to maintain this, you can swap this out for Exploit Weakness or Cheap Shot. In the Ancestral version, I have selected the Nair rune instead of Quacks because you can't sustain the energy until he gets Ring of Starless Skies, and this gives you a very high uptime on a Unstoppable effect. If you feel like you want control over your Unstoppable, you can swap out Dash for Shadow Step, and then you will have a on-demand Unstoppable if you want to. You can also swap it for Concealment if you rather have a longer duration buff. Do note that one of your weapons needs the lucky hit applies vulnerable, so that you have vulnerable in this setup. Once you reach endgame, you are assumed to have various mythic pieces like a Ring of Starless Skies. At this point, you can equip the Quacks rune to get a massive damage boost for this build. Ring of Starless Skies basically gives you a cheat code for this build, and the resource management becomes significantly easier, and you can basically play this build half asleep. Apart from that, the main change will be Sanctification outcomes that gives you some sort of build flexibility. For instance, getting the Quickening Fog aspect on any of your items will make you able to pick up the Smoke Grenade damage increase, and also gain a lot more mobility as the dash will reset basically immediately. The Siphon Victuals aspect will also help you with Unstable Elixir uptime, which is a very powerful effect. If you happen to randomly get Bursting Venoms aspect on either your weapon or your amulet, this also makes you just reset your imbuements faster, and it will feel smoother to play. But outside of that, you can get any generic damage aspects and they will be good, as well as affixes like poison damage percentage, or ranks to all skills, or ranks to imbuements. Just pick up anything that you find and it will be fine. Once you reach this stage of the game, you're virtually immortal. On the PTR, on a Pit 90, I stood in 9 packs of elites, and I just kept on hitting with Twisting Blades and my health never moved. You are virtually immortal. For very high-end game pushing, especially with the new elite effects, you are recommended to drop dash for concealment to have a consistent unstoppable. This is immediately reset with advanced twisting blades and preparation, so you basically have 100% uptime on your unstoppable. Running in the background is some pit footage of me clearing high-end pits. It's basically the most chill experience you're going to have with any rogue build, as you cannot die even if you're standing in virtually everything on the screen. As always, Twisting Blades is very limited to what you're doing. If you're speed farming, it's not going to be as efficient as other builds because of the limited AoE that it has. The AoE damage is insane, but you don't have the reach like other builds do. I did find that in the tower, this was not as problematic, as there were fewer elite packs and you can sort of just kill one and then go on. This build also has insane single target damage, which sort of surprised me because bosses died much quicker than any other build that I tested on the PTR. The footage running in the background is me playing without sanctification as well, and they also reduced the scaling of enemies in the pit, meaning that we're going to be quite significantly stronger than what we see on the screen right now. But with all that said, there's actually a quite interesting variant that might be viable in the Season 11. Basically, I call it Exodia TB because it's the same problem as we had in Season 10 for Death Trap, where the gear is very difficult to obtain. We basically need specific sanctification outcomes to get access to various synergies that would normally be accessible. This playstyle focuses a lot more on dashing to enemies and just instantly exploding them with high poisoning damage. If you get Quickening Fog on a Assassin's Stride, you will basically unlock a God tier synergy where you get access to Enhanced Smoke Grenade from dashing, but also the 12% damage amp from Shadow Imbuement, as well as the extra crit from it. This is also further empowered by you having much shorter cooldown on your dash, making you way more mobile than you were before. With you automatically dropping smoke grenades, you can actually also pick up the frostbitten aspect in order to instantly freeze anything that is hit with a stun grenade. This removes the dependency of caltrops and basically makes the build way more fluid to play, but this is a speed farming build and will not be something that you strive for in higher pits for now. That's it for the Season 11 update for Twisting Blades. If you have any questions about how the build functions or anything that I missed, please just drop a comment in the comment section below or reach out in the Maxroll community Discord. I am more than happy to answer any questions you guys have. For now, that's all. I'll see you guys in the next one. Ciao, ciao.